The Boston Celtics pulled off one of the most questionable trades of this offseason, sending away Jaylen Brown for a 36-year-old Paul George. I personally am not a big fan of this trade whatsoever. Jason Tatum definitely deserves a lot better, which is why today I'm taking over as the Celtics GM to rebuild this team back into a championship contender. And taking a look at our team's roster, I could definitely see us being a playoff team, but I highly doubt this core could win a championship. I do want to change Paul George's position from power forward to small forward, where he does jump up to an 87 overall. In free agency, we do have enough money to sign ourselves Duncan Robinson. I'm not sure if he's going to be part of this rotation, but we could never go wrong with a sharpshooter like him, and he only wants a minimum, so I'm going to go ahead and offer him a 2-year deal on a minimum, and he does end up accepting on a 2-year $4.9 million contract. We are currently over the 15-player limit, so we're going to be trading away Amari Williams, Ron Harper Jr., and Dave Scott to the Houston Rockets, where we have to take on Steven Adams' $25 million contract, but we also get ourselves a unprotected 2027 first-round pick. So let's go ahead and pull off this trade. Before I give you all a rundown of the rotation, I would really appreciate it if y'all could hit that subscribe button, like the video, and hype the video. It really does support out the channel a ton, and we are trying to hit 10,000 subscribers this summer, and with your guys' support, I know it's going to happen, so please make sure you subscribe. And now, starting out this season, this here will be our 10-man rotation. So in the starting lineup, we've got ourselves Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Paul George, Jason Tatum, and Mitchell Robinson. Off the bench, we have Neemias Queta, Sam Hauser, Shireman, Duncan Robinson, and Jordan Walsh. I don't think we're a bad team whatsoever, but again, I don't know if we're going to win a championship unless we make some trades to our roster, which we most definitely will be doing at the trade deadline. But now let's go ahead and simulate the first few games of this season. The first game is up against the Nets, who we end up defeating 119-112, and in this game, Tatum had himself a 35-point double-double, 22 from PG in his Celtics debut, and Derek White had himself a double-double as well. Let's go ahead and simulate the first week and see how we do. So we do go on to win 3 out of the first 4 games of the season, which I honestly think is pretty impressive. We defeated the Clippers here 126-120, and in this game, Jason Tatum had himself 33 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. And so far, Tatum is nearly averaging a 28-point double-double, and PG is averaging 19 points per game. To start out this season, we are rolling on a 4.5-star overall system proficiency, balanced under our head coach, Joe Mazzulla. And now I will see you all at the trade deadline, where we most likely will be stopping to pull off some trades to upgrade our team's roster. We're stopped here at the trade deadline, and currently our team is the number 5 seed with 30 wins and 21 losses, but as you guys could see in the last 2 to 3 weeks, we've been losing a lot of games, so there's definitely some upgrades we're going to have to do to our team's roster. So let me go out there, see if there's any trades I like, and I'll show you guys once I come up with those decisions. Out of all the trade offers, I love this trade here best with the Brooklyn Nets, where we bring in Michael Porter Jr., who will be that number 2 scoring option beside Tatum, and I feel like that's a role he's going to absolutely thrive in. And since the Brooklyn Nets are a rebuilding team, to make this trade more realistic, we're definitely going to have to give them some first-round picks. I don't want to give up on Duncan Robinson. He's been good for us off the bench unit, providing us with 3-point shooting. So what I will do is change that for Steven Adams. Then we'll take on the horrible contract of Terrence Mann. And also, I'm going to go ahead and throw them our 2027 for unprotected first-round pick, and we'll also give them a swap best with the 76ers in 2029. And just like that, we bring in MPJ as a number 2 scoring option beside Tatum. Now with MPJ, this is what the new starting lineup will be looking like. I was also planning on trading away Derek White, but he is a Celtics legend. I'm a huge fan of him. His 3-point percentage hasn't been all that well, but hopefully he ends up picking it up. And now I'm going to go ahead and simulate until the end of this season, where hopefully we could go on to win ourselves a championship. We have stopped here on contract extension day. MPJ thankfully is open to sign a contract extension, and I was surprised he's not asking for $30-40 million. He's asking for about $17 million. I will up that to at least $20 million annually, which he goes on to happily accept. Neemias Queta is also open for a contract extension. We'll extend him for the next 4 seasons, paying him about $10 million annually. And is there anyone else? Peyton Pritchard, well, he doesn't want that much money either. For what he's doing, he wants about $8.5 million. So let's extend him over the next 2 seasons, $9 million annually. I think that's basically it. Jordan Walsh, should we extend him? He's averaging about 4 points per game, 32%. You know what? We'll extend him for 1 season and see if we want to trade him in the offseason or keep him. At the end of this season, Victor Wembanyama goes on to win his first ever MVP, Cam Boozer Rookie of the Year, DeJounte Murray 6-man, Wemby Defensive Player, also Most Improved to Wemby, Nikola Jokic Clutch Player, Chris Finch Coach of the Year, and the Timberwolves go on to win Executive of the Year. Now let's see if we get ourselves any All-NBA selections, which I do think we should get Jason Tatum, and yes, we do land Jason Tatum on an All-NBA second team, which is amazing. Did we get anyone else here on an All-Defensive team? And no, we do not, but you know what? That's okay. We ended this season as the number 3 seed, winning a total of 50 games and losing 32. We actually did do fairly well being a top 3 team, which I did not expect, especially after trading away Jaylen Brown. Before we start simulating the playoffs, let's go ahead and take a look at player stats and team stats. So our leading scorer was Jason Tatum, who had a phenomenal season, averaging 30 points per game, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 1.5 steal, and half a block per game. 19 and 7 from Michael Porter Jr., 17 Peyton Pritchard, 15 Derek White, and 10 from Sam Hauser. And then when it comes to team stats, we had ourselves the 9th best offensive rating with, okay, so we were not the best defensive team, the 11th best defensive rating. I mean, we were about average, a little better than average. We had ourselves the 6th best point differential. We were making the most amount of 3-pointers in the entire league, hitting about 17 3-pointers per game. And now comes time for the NBA playoffs. In the first round, we are taking on the Charlotte Hornets. They ended this season as a number 6 seed, even without LaMelo Ball. They had themselves Kobe White, Brendan Miller, Con Kneppel, Naz Reid, and Ryan Kalkbrenner. And this here is their bench unit. Let's see how we do here in the first round. Game number 1, we do end up winning. And whoa, Jason Tatum just dropped 55 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 stocks in 38 minutes. MPJ with a 23-point double-double and 20 from Sam Hauser. Again, Tatum was absolutely phenomenal there in game 1. Game number 2, we also end up winning. Tatum with 39 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and so far here in the playoffs, bro is averaging 47 points per game. 27 MPJ, 25 from Sam Hauser in 20 minutes. So we do start off the playoffs pretty strong, at least throughout the first 2 games. Can we continue this momentum? And we do end up losing here in game 3. Perhaps I jinxed it, but we end up falling short by 4 points. I mean, Tatum played amazing, but our defense was awful, allowing them to score 132 points. Game 4, we secure the win. Let's go, scoring 152 points, and Tatum going off with a 43-point double-double. 24 MPJ, 21 and 13 from Pritchard. Can we close things out here in game 5? And yes, we can. Whoa, bro, Tatum has been playing amazing. 47, 9 and 3, and so far throughout the first round of the playoffs, Jason Tatum is averaging 43 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. MPJ 22 and 19 from Pritchard. And throughout all my rebuilds, I feel like this is the most amount of points per game I've seen from a player throughout the first round, 43 points per game. Peyton Pritchard's averaging 19 points, 13 Derek White, and 22 from MPJ. And now in the second round, we're either going to have to take on the Chicago Bulls or the New York Knicks, and it will be the defending champions, the New York Knicks. They were the number 2 seed, and they still have the same starting lineup that just won that championship with Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and Karl Anthony Towns. So of course, this is going to be a very difficult challenge. Let's see how things go here. Game number 1, we do end up losing 127-91. We fall short. Tatum played amazing, but sadly we still end up losing. Game number 2, oh god, we go down 2-0. Derek White 22. Tatum struggled here a bit with only 17 points, but we end up losing by 30. Game number 3, oh lord, we are down 3-0. But I mean, of course, winning a championship the first year is always difficult, and I feel like we're about to get swept here, and thankfully we don't get swept. At least we win one game, 115-105. Tatum plays amazing here, dropping 37, 21 Pritchard. What if we come back from this? That would be crazy, and whoa, we just win our second game in a row, 116-107. We might really just come back. 29 MPJ, Tatum had 17. He struggled here big time offensively, but can we top the series? And sadly, we get eliminated in game 6 by the New York Knicks. And you know what? That's okay. We just lost to a team that's the defending NBA champion, so this offseason, we're going to have to make some more upgrades to our roster because clearly we're still not championship contenders. Let's simulate the playoffs and see which team goes on to win the championship. In the NBA Finals, we have the Timberwolves taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Timberwolves go on to win with Anthony Edwards winning Finals MVP. So the duo of LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards gets it done, but hopefully next year we're the team sitting up here in the NBA Finals winning a championship, which I do think we could do if we make the right moves this offseason. And here are the player stats for the playoffs. In case you guys were wondering, we played a total of 11 games, and in those 11 games, Jason Tatum was averaging 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. MPJ 20, 17 Pritchard, and 14 from Derek White. And this offseason, we are going to prioritize our team's defense. We were not a good defensive team here in the playoffs, allowing about 121 points per game. So we're going to see if we're able to bring in some better defensive players, and then we'll go from there. It is now time for the 2027 NBA draft, and we do have ourselves a lottery pick from the Philadelphia 76ers in that Jaylen Brown trade, and it has the 6th best odds at ending up as the first overall pick. Let's skip to results and see where we end up. It looks like it did fall to 7, but you know what? That's okay. We still end up with a top 10 pick that we could use in a trade this offseason to go upgrade some positions. We're about to pull off a massive trade here with the Oklahoma City Thunder. They haven't had much success these last few years, and they're offering us Jalen Williams for Michael Porter Jr. MPJ is averaging more points per game, but J-Dub is a better defender, and we need our team's defense to get better, so we're going to make this trade happen, but I won't take their 6th overall pick. So we're going to send the OKC Thunder MPJ, Sam Hauser, and Chris Sinak Jr. for Jalen Williams. For staff signings, our head coach, Joe Mazzulla's contract has run out, so we are of course going to try and re-sign him here, and we do have the money to re-sign him, so hopefully he goes on to accept this contract. We're going to offer him a 4-year deal, paying him about $13 million annually, which thankfully he will be accepting, so we bring back Joe Mazzulla to remain our team's head coach. I am still planning on pulling off more trades this offseason, but a lot of good players are free agents, so what I'm going to allow the teams to do is sign their free agents, and then we'll have more options to trade from. And that means we are going to have to draft a player with the 7th overall pick, but what I will do is draft ourselves the highest overall player, or the player with the most amount of potential. That way we could use this trade value to flip, but for the 24th and 15th second round pick, we're going to trade this away here to the Charlotte Hornets, where we get ourselves back a 2030 unprotected first round pick. And now let's go to the NBA draft and see which player we're going to be selecting with that 7th overall pick. The first overall pick the Utah Jazz have, and they go on to take Christian Collins. That means the Memphis Grizzlies are probably about to take Tyron Stokes, and yep, that's exactly what they do. Now they paired Tyron Stokes with Cam Boozer. Amazing duo in their front court. The Houston Rockets take Caleb Holt. And let's see what the Denver Nuggets take. They're going to be trading it away to the Philadelphia 76ers. Whoa, for Joel Embiid. That's kind of a weird trade, because how is Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic really going to be playing together? I'm not sure. But then the 76ers take Anthony Thompson. Now let's sim to our pick here and see which players we could still select. Out of all these players, I believe this dude here will have the highest trade value, since in the 2K and Essen rank, he's at place number 6 and 5. So let's go ahead and draft him here with the 7th overall pick. But again, we are going to be trading him this offseason. For team player options, do we need to pick up anyone here? We do need to pick up the team option for Baylor Sherman, and he has been playing pretty good for us. 9 points per game, 2 assists, 2 rebounds on 41% from the 3-point line, so we will pick it up for him. Hugo Gonzalez has not played for us, but if he ends up progressing, he could most definitely be a part of this rotation. That all depends on his progression. We don't have to give anybody a qualifying offer here. And is there anyone we need to re-sign here? From the looks of things, we don't have to re-sign any player, and we do have about $5.8 million we could spend in free agency. Since we're trying to make our team's defense better, Dante DiVincenzo is here. He's a good perimeter defender, good 3-point shooter. I feel like he would fit our team system perfectly, so I'm going to go ahead and offer him a 4-year deal, paying him about $5 million annually. And will he accept? Yes, he does. So we land ourselves Dante DiVincenzo on a 4-year, $21 million contract. I want you all to trust the process here. As much as I love Peyton Pritchard, he's one of the only players with a high trade value on our team, so we're going to be pulling off this trade with the Orlando Magic, sending them Peyton Pritchard, a first-round pick, Terrence Mann, Baba, and Duncan Robinson for Desmond Bane and Noah Penda. Desmond Bane will definitely help out our team's offense, 50-90-40 shooting splits this past season, plus he's a pretty good perimeter defender as well. So let's go ahead and pull off this trade. Alrighty y'all, here we are at the start of this season with a brand new rotation. In our starting lineup we have Derek White, Desmond Bane, Jalen Williams, Jason Tatum, and Mitchell Robinson. Off the bench we have Neemias Queta, Shireman, Dante DiVincenzo, and Jordan Walsh. I'm loving the way this team of ours is looking. I could definitely see us winning a championship this year. Let's simulate the first few games of the season to see how we do. The first game is up against Brooklyn Nets, so we end up defeating 116-103. Jason Tatum 1 assist shy of a triple-double, 21 Desmond Bane, and 19 from J-Dub. Can we also defeat the OKC Thunder, the same team we pulled off a big trade with this offseason, sending them MPJ? And yes, we can. 126-109, we end up winning, and Desmond Bane with 34, Tatum Tatum with a 24-point double-double, and 20 from DiVincenzo. Let's see if we could go 4 of 4 for this first week. And we do go 3 of 4. Okay, that's not all that bad. 3-1 in the first week. We also defeat the Rockets 132-118. Jason Tatum had himself 39-5, 24 Derek White, and 21 from Jalen Williams. Since we don't have Peyton Pritchard, this is what I had in mind, to have Derek White as a brand new starting point guard and Desmond Bane as a shooting guard. And so far it's been working. Hopefully it continues working. Let's take a look at system proficiency. So we are rolling on a 4.5-star overall system proficiency, balanced under our head coach Joe Mazzulla. And now I'm going to go ahead and simulate until the end of this season, but of course, if there are any trades to be made, I will be stopping here at the trade deadline to show you all. This season, our team goes on to win the NBA Cup, with Jason Tatum winning NBA Cup MVP, averaging 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists with 2 steals and half a block per game. Let's see which team we had to take on. So we took on the San Antonio Spurs, one of the toughest teams in the entire NBA. And we defeated them 109-99, where Desmond Bane dropped 25, Jason Tatum with a 19-point double-double, and 13 from J-Dub. At the end of this season, Victor Wembanyama goes on to win a back-to-back MVP. Jason Tatum was in the award races right behind Wemby at place number 2 to win it, but sadly he did not end up winning it this year. This dude here wins Rookie of the Year, Josh Giddey 6-man, Wemby Defensive Player, Kingston Fleming's Most Improved, Paulo Banchero Clutch Player, our head coach Joe Mazzulla goes on to win Coach of the Year, and we also win Executive of the Year. Let's go. We do land ourselves Jason Tatum on an All-NBA first team, and will we have any more awards here? Let's take a look. No more All-NBA teams, and we do get ourselves Jason Tatum on an All-Defensive second team. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not sure if this is the first time Tatum has made an All-Defensive team, and it looks like it's the first time he's ever made an All-Defensive team throughout his career, which is absolutely amazing. And we ended this season as the number 1 seed, winning a total of 70 games and losing only 12. We were absolutely unstoppable. Let's go ahead and take a look at player and team stats before we start simulating here in the playoffs. So our leading scorer on our team was none other than Jason Tatum, averaging 30 points per game, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and half a block per game. And then we had Desmond Bane averaging 22 points per game, 17 J-Dub, 13 Derek White, 10 from Neemias Queta, and 10 from Dante DiVincenzo. And Shireman also was basically averaging 10 points per game, 9.9. Let's take a look at team stats here and see how our offensive rating was. We had ourselves the 3rd best offensive rating with the number 1 best defensive rating. So our goal of making our team's defense has come true, and we ended this season as the best defensive team in the entire NBA with the best point differential as well. But now comes the time to see how we do here in the NBA playoffs, and in the first round, we are taking on the Indiana Pacers. They have themselves Tyrese Haliburton, Andrew Nembhard, Jarris Walker, Pascal Siakam, and Ivica Zubac, and this here is their bench unit. Let's see how they do here. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Let's go. Tatum starting off just like he did last year with a 41-point double-double. Desmond Bane 37, and Derek White with 22. Last year in the playoffs, Derek White's efficiency was amazing. In the regular season, he was still struggling with his 3-point shot, but I mean, his field goal percentage was still good at 45%. Let's see how we do here in Game 2. We also end up winning Game 2, and this time Derek White leading the way with 22 points. Tatum 21, and J-Dub with 20. Game number 3, we also secure the win, going up 3-0. Tatum 34, 9 and 7, 21 Bane, and 15 Dante DiVincenzo. Can we sweep the Pacers? And yes, we can. J-Dub 19, Tatum 19, and 18 from Desmond Bane. And now in the second round of the playoffs, we're either going to have to take on the Raptors or the Pistons, and it will be the Toronto Raptors. Let's take a look at how our team players have been doing here so far. So Derek White is averaging 14 points per game throughout the first round, and his 3-point shooting has been amazing, 45%, 24 from Desmond Bane on 50-50-100 shooting splits. Whoa, even in the regular season, 50-40-90 shooting splits is amazing. 17 J-Dub, 29 Tatum, and 8 from Mitchell Robinson. But now we are taking on the Raptors, and they have themselves Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Kawhi Leonard, Scotty Barnes, and Colin Murray-Boyles. Let's see how things go here in the second round of the playoffs. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Tatum 32, 18 from Desmond Bane. Game number 2, we also end up winning. Game 3, we win, and we are up 3-0. Tatum dropping 44 points here in Game 3, 22 Bane, and 21 from J-Dub. And are we also going to sweep the Raptors here? Let's see, and yes, we are. So far, we've swept both of the teams, first the Indiana Pacers, and now the Raptors. In Game 4, Tatum had himself a 52-point double-double. Whoa, this man has been on a heater. Last year in the playoffs, I believe he had a 50-plus point game, and now once again with a 52-point double-double. Desmond Bane 20 and 19 from Derek White, who continues playing amazing, shooting 40% from the three-point line. And that means we have made the Eastern Conference Finals, where we're taking on the Atlanta Hawks. They have themselves Kingston Flemings, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Reese Shea, Jalen Johnson, and Kel'el Ware. And then in the Western Conference Finals, we have the OKC Thunder. So clearly the MPJ trade has also worked out for the Thunder, because last year I don't even think they made it to the Western Conference Finals, but I could be mistaken. But let's see how MPJ's been doing. Bro's averaging pretty good numbers here, about 21 points per game on 50, 40, 90 shooting splits in the playoffs. But now let's see how we do in the Eastern Conference Finals. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Tatum with a 34-point double-double, and whoa, Tatum throughout the playoffs so far is averaging 34 and 8. J-Dub is averaging 17, and Desmond Bane is averaging 22. Game number 2, we also end up winning. 57 from Jason Tatum. Whoa! Well, that is what I'm talking about. So now he's averaging 36 points per game in the playoffs. Holy! I believe that's his second 50-plus game. Yeah, that is. Third in this whole video. At least from what we've seen. There could have been a game that I have missed where he scored more than 50 points. We also going to win game 3. Tatum with 41, 7, and 4. 19 Bane and 13 from J-Dub. And are we going to sweep the Hawks? No, we do not. They do defeat us here 144 to 108. Tatum played amazing, so did Bane, but our defense was awful. Game number 5, we close things out, and in this game, Desmond Bane led the way with 27, Tatum with 25, 9, and 6. And that means we do make the NBA Finals. We're either going to have to take on the Dallas Mavericks, who are up 3-1 against the OKC Thunder, and it will be the Mavericks, with Cooper Flag winning Western Conference Finals MVP. And whoa, this dude is just like Tatum. Bro's out there averaging 39 points per game. And Jason Tatum, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And look at that. Just as I said, he's the same as Jason Tatum. Both players are averaging 38 points per game. Tatum with 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 stocks on 65% from the field. And that means we are taking on Cooper Flag and the Dallas Mavericks. What's pretty interesting is there have been a lot of similarities people have said between Cooper Flag and Jason Tatum, and now in the playoffs they're both averaging about 35 points per game. But the Mavericks starting lineup, they have Kyrie Irving, Ben Shepherd, Cooper Flag, Jaime Hawkins Jr., and Jalen Duren. They were the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. In the regular season, the Mavericks won a total of 63 games. There were about 7 wins behind us, which means they're a really good team. But let's see how things go here. In the NBA Finals, the Boston Celtics taking on the Dallas Mavericks. We going to win game 1, 120 to 114, Tatum 29 and 23 from Bane. Thankfully, we played really good defense. Where is he? Cooper Flag only had 17 points, but he did foul out in 27 minutes. Game number 2, we also secure the win, and there we go. Tatum with a big game here, dropping a 38-point double-double with 17 rebounds. 37 Bane and 21 from Derek White. And how was our defense here? We did hold Cooper Flag to 1 of 9 from the 3-point line, which is pretty amazing. We also going to win game 3. Desmond Bane with 35, Tatum with a 19-point double-double, and 16 from DiVincenzo. So far in the playoffs, we've only lost 1 game to the Atlanta Hawks. And now all we have to do is win 1 more game against the Dallas Mavericks. Let's jump into Simcast here and see if we could sweep this team. They do have home court advantage, and so far it's a back and forth battle. And it looks like we do go on to win 134 to 114 with Jason Tatum dropping 38 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Derek White 27 and 22 from J-Dub. And just like that, we win the Boston Celtics a championship with Jason Tatum winning Finals MVP, averaging 31 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block per game. That was an amazing playoff run from our Boston Celtics, but now before I end out this video, let's go ahead and take a look at player stats for the playoffs. So throughout the 17 games we played here in the playoffs, our leading scorer was none other than Jason Tatum, putting up unreal numbers: 35 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists on 50, 38, 85 shooting splits. 24 points per game from Desmond Bane, 16 J-Dub, and 14 from Derek White. In the NBA Finals, we played a total of 4 games, and in those 4 games, Jason Tatum once again was the leading scorer, averaging a 31-point double-double. 26 from Desmond Bane, 19 Derek White, 16 J-Dub, and 10 from Neemias Queta. And now that is going to be it for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new for more NBA 2K26 rebuilds, and click here on the screen to watch my latest upload. Until next time, it's your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.